Say goodbye to muscle loss. 7 essential foods that defeat sarcopenia. Hi there. Welcome back. If you're new, I'm so glad you're here. Let me ask you something important. Do you feel like your muscles aren't as strong as they used to be? Maybe it's harder to lift things, stay balanced, or get up from the couch without that little extra push. You're not imagining it, and you're definitely not alone. As we get older, our bodies naturally start to lose muscle. It's called sarcopenia, and it affects millions of people over 50. But here's the thing, no one tells you. This process is not set in stone. You can slow it down or even reverse it, starting with something as simple as what you put on your plate. In today's video, I'm going to show you 7 everyday foods that are proven to support muscle health as you age. These aren't exotic superfoods or expensive powders. They're real, affordable ingredients that you can start using right away. If you've been wondering how to stay strong, active, and independent, this is for you. So, please sit back, take a deep breath, and let's explore the simple choices that could make a big difference for your body and your life. Before we dive into the list, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any specific foods or habits to stay strong as you've gotten older? Maybe you have a go-to breakfast or a little evening routine that helps you feel better the next day. Share it in the comments below. Your experience could be just the inspiration someone else needs. Alright, let's get into it. Here are 7 everyday foods that can help you protect your muscles and feel more capable every single day. Why muscle loss after 50 is a silent threat. Let's start with something that many people don't talk about, but almost everyone over 50 feels at some point. It's not about getting wrinkles or even gaining a little weight. It's about losing muscle quietly, slowly, and often without even realizing it. There's a name for this, sarcopenia. It's the natural loss of muscle mass and strength that happens as we age. Most people begin to lose about 1% of muscle per year after age 50. That might not sound like much, but over time it adds up in the results. We feel weaker, slower, and more tired. Everyday activities like carrying groceries, standing up from a chair, or opening a jar can start to feel like a challenge. I remember chatting with a neighbor, Tom, a retired firefighter in his late 60s. He said, "I used to run into burning buildings. Now I get winded walking to the mailbox." Tom wasn't sick. He wasn't doing anything wrong. But like so many others, he didn't realize his muscles were fading until it started affecting his life. And here's the tricky part. Sarcopenia doesn't show up on the scale. Your weight might stay the same, but your muscle is slowly being replaced by fat or just disappearing altogether. That's why some people say, "I haven't gained any weight, but I feel weaker than ever." Sound familiar? The good news is it's not too late. By making small, smart choices, especially about what we eat, we can protect our muscles and even rebuild what we've lost. It's not about becoming a bodybuilder. It's about having the strength to enjoy life, to stay independent, and to do the things you love. So, where do we begin? Let's start with the foods that fuel your muscles from the inside out. Here's the first of 7 powerful options you can easily add to your diet starting today. Mistake most people make: thinking protein shakes are enough. When people first hear about muscle loss, the go-to solution often sounds something like this: "I'll just drink more protein shakes." And while that sounds like a step in the right direction, here's the truth. Protein shakes alone aren't enough. In fact, relying too much on them might be doing more harm than good. Let me explain. Protein is essential. Yes, but how you get your protein matters just as much as how much you get. Many popular shakes are highly processed. They can be packed with artificial sweeteners, low-quality protein sources, and additives your body doesn't really need, especially as you age. Take my friend Susan for example. She's 62 and started having a shake every morning because she thought it would help her stay strong. But a few months in, she felt more bloated and had less energy, and her doctor told her she was actually low on some key vitamins. It turns out that the shake she picked was missing vital nutrients that real food provides. Things like fiber, healthy fats, and essential micronutrients. Real food provides your body with a complete package. Not just protein, but also the vitamins and minerals your muscles need to repair and grow. So, here's a little lesson. Protein is powerful, but it's not a magic powder. You don't have to cut shakes out entirely, but they should complement a balanced diet, not replace it. What is the best kind of protein? It comes from food that your grandmother would recognize. Eggs, chicken, fish, legumes, dairy, nuts. Each brings something unique to the table literally and nutritionally. One of the best complete protein sources, especially for anyone trying to eat clean and plant-based, is a tiny little seed you've probably heard of before. Let's talk about that next. Here's food number 7 on our list, and it's more potent than it looks. Quinoa, the small grain with big muscle power. Let's start our list with something small but mighty. Quinoa. You've probably seen it on menus or at the grocery store, maybe even wondered how to pronounce it. It's quinoa, by the way. But don't let its tiny size fool you. This little grain is a powerhouse when it comes to muscle health. Quinoa is one of the few plant-based foods that's considered a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to build and repair muscle. That's a big deal, especially if you're cutting back on meat or looking for more plant-based options. It's also rich in fiber, which helps with digestion, and it's loaded with magnesium, iron, and B vitamins, all nutrients that support your energy levels and muscle function. Here's a quick story. I once helped my Aunt Linda, who's in her 70s, build a meal plan after she was recovering from a minor fall. She needed more protein but didn't want to eat a heavy dinner. So, we tried quinoa in a warm veggie bowl with roasted sweet potatoes and grilled chicken. Not only did she love it, but she said it kept her full and energized without making her feel bloated or sluggish. That's the beauty of quinoa. It's versatile, easy to digest, and gentle on the stomach. You can add it to soups, mix it into salads, use it as a side dish instead of rice, or even stir it into a breakfast bowl with a bit of cinnamon and fruit. Here's the takeaway. Eating for muscle strength doesn't have to mean big steaks or heavy meals. Sometimes it starts with a spoonful of something small and straightforward like quinoa. And speaking of simple, nourishing options, our next food is creamy, terrific, and packed with muscle-friendly nutrients, and it just might already be in your fridge. Let's talk about Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt, the creamy powerhouse in your fridge. Let's move on to something creamy and comforting. And if you're like many of us, probably already sitting in your fridge. Greek yogurt. Now, I know yogurt isn't a discovery, but Greek yogurt is in a category of its own, especially when it comes to building and protecting muscle. What makes it special? Unlike regular yogurt, Greek yogurt is strained, which gives it the thick, rich texture. But more importantly, it packs nearly twice the protein. That extra protein helps repair muscle tissue, especially after a walk, workout, or even just a busy day of errands. And there's more. Greek yogurt is also high in calcium, which is essential not just for strong bones, but for proper muscle contraction. Without enough calcium, your muscles can actually cramp up or feel weak. Plus, it contains probiotics, friendly bacteria that support gut health. A healthy gut means better digestion and absorption of the nutrients your muscles need. Let me share a quick example. A viewer named George, 68, wrote in and said he started having a small bowl of Greek yogurt every afternoon with some berries and a sprinkle of walnuts. He told us, "I used to crash around 300 p.m., but now I feel sharper and lighter, and I don't snack on junk anymore." That's the thing. Greek yogurt isn't just good for you. It's convenient. You can enjoy it plain, blend it into smoothies, use it as a base for dips, or even replace sour cream with it in recipes. Just be sure to choose the plain unsweetened version so you're not getting hidden sugars that can sabotage your progress. Here's a little reminder. Strong muscles start with strong choices, even small ones like swapping regular yogurt for Greek. And speaking of strong, our next food is known for its power. It's rich and satisfying and swims with omega-3s that protect your muscles from inflammation and stress. Up next, salmon and why it's so much more than just a delicious dinner. Salmon and omega-3, the anti-inflammatory muscle protector. Now, let's talk about something a little more savory. Salmon. It's not just a tasty dinner option. Salmon is one of the most powerful foods you can eat for your muscles, especially as you get older. And it all comes down to one thing. Omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s are special fats that your body can't make on its own, but they're essential for good health. And when it comes to muscle preservation, they do something truly incredible. They reduce inflammation. Why does that matter? Well, inflammation might sound like a buzzword, but in reality, chronic inflammation wears down your muscles over time. It slows recovery, causes soreness, and makes it harder to stay active. Omega-3s help calm that storm inside your body, allowing your muscles to heal, grow, and stay strong. And let's not forget, salmon is also a fantastic source of high-quality protein, plus vitamin D and B12, both of which play significant roles in energy production and muscle function. Here's a real-life story. My friend Ray, a 72-year-old retired teacher, told me he started eating salmon twice a week after his doctor mentioned his muscle strength was decreasing. He said, "I didn't change anything else, just added salmon for lunch on Mondays and Thursdays. A few months later, I felt like I could move easier and recover faster after walking." Simple, right, but powerful. If you're not sure how to get started, try baking a small salmon fillet with olive oil, lemon, and herbs. Serve it with roasted veggies, or over quinoa. It's delicious and gentle on digestion. If fresh salmon is out of reach, frozen or canned wild salmon is still a great option. Just watch for added salt or oils. And here's a gentle reminder. Eating for strength doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be consistent. Next up, we're moving from the sea to something you might already have in your kitchen. It's budget-friendly, versatile, and packed with muscle-building power in every bite. Let's crack open the next food on our list. Eggs. Eggs, the inexpensive muscle builder. Almost everyone overlooks. Let's keep things simple and affordable. Eggs. Yes, good old-fashioned eggs. They might be one of the most underrated foods when it comes to muscle health, and yet they pack a punch that rivals much more expensive options. Each egg contains about 6 to 7 grams of high-quality protein, which your body uses to build and repair muscle tissue. But the magic doesn't stop there. Eggs also deliver all 9 essential amino acids, making them a complete protein, just like quinoa or salmon. And they're rich in vitamin D, which helps regulate calcium and supports muscle function, and vitamin B12, which helps your body produce energy more efficiently. You might have heard warnings in the past about cholesterol in eggs. However, recent research shows that for most people, eating eggs in moderation doesn't raise cholesterol in a harmful way. In fact, the yolk, the part many people throw away, is where most of the nutrients live, including choline, which supports brain and muscle communication. Let me tell you about Mary. She's 66 and recently started adding eggs back into her breakfast routine after years of avoiding them. She now has 2 scrambled eggs with spinach and whole grain toast most mornings. She told me, "I feel steadier during the day and I don't get that mid-morning slump like I used to." Eggs are also incredibly versatile and easy to prepare. Whether you like them boiled, scrambled, poached, or in an omelet, there are no fuss way to get the nutrition your muscles crave without breaking the bank. Here's the gentle lesson. Don't overlook the basics. Sometimes the simplest foods are the most powerful. And speaking of simple, nutrient-dense powerhouses, our next food might surprise you. It's leafy, green, and often pushed to the side of the plate. But when it comes to supporting your muscles, it deserves a starring role. Let's dig into the quiet strength of spinach. Spinach, the leafy green that supports muscle function. Now, let's turn to something green. Spinach. It may not be the flashiest food on the list, but when it comes to supporting your muscles, this leafy green is doing a lot of heavy lifting behind the scenes. Spinach is packed with magnesium, a mineral that plays a key role in muscle contraction and relaxation. Without enough magnesium, you might feel stiff, sore, or even experience more frequent muscle cramps, especially at night. It's also a great source of potassium, which helps keep your muscles and nerves working properly, and iron, which supports healthy oxygen flow in your blood. Important for energy and endurance. Let's not forget its powerful antioxidants like vitamin C and vitamin A, which help reduce inflammation and protect muscle cells from oxidative stress. That means faster recovery and less wear and tear on your body over time. Let me share a quick story. James, a 70-year-old retired postal worker, said he used to avoid spinach. Tasted like paper, he joked. But his daughter started blending it into his morning smoothies with banana and almond milk. A few weeks later, he said, "I don't know what you put in that green drink, but I feel better walking the dog now than I have in years." The key is to make spinach work for you. If raw salads aren't your thing, try sautéing them lightly with garlic and olive oil, tossing them into soups, or folding them into scrambled eggs. You'll barely notice they're there, but your body will. And here's your gentle reminder. Sometimes the food that seems boring is actually the quiet hero in your health story. You've now seen 6 incredible foods that can help protect your muscles, support your strength, and improve your quality of life. But we're not done yet. Our final food is crunchy, delicious, and perfect for snacking. But it's also packed with the nutrients your muscles need to recover and grow. Let's take a look at almonds and why they deserve a permanent spot in your kitchen. Almonds, the crunchy snack that works over time. Let's wrap up our list with something crunchy, satisfying, and surprisingly powerful. Almonds. Almonds may seem like a simple snack, but they're packed with the kind of nutrients that your muscles absolutely love, especially as you age. First off, they're a great source of plant-based protein, which helps your muscles repair and rebuild after activity. But what really makes almonds special is their high content of magnesium and vitamin E. We've already talked about how magnesium supports muscle contraction and reduces cramping. But vitamin E brings its kind of strength to the table. It's a powerful antioxidant that helps protect muscle cells from damage caused by oxidative stress. That means fewer aches, better recovery, and more long-term resilience. Here's a real-world moment. Sandra, a 65-year-old grandmother of 4, told me she started keeping a small bag of almonds in her purse after watching one of our videos. She said, "I reach for them instead of chips when I'm out, and I swear I don't feel as sore after chasing the kids around the park." And the best part, almonds are easy to enjoy anywhere. Have a handful as a snack, sprinkle them on your oatmeal, toss them into a salad, or blend them into a smoothie for added creaminess and crunch. But here's a gentle word of caution. They're calorie dense, so a small handful, about 1 ounce or 23 almonds, is plenty. If possible, choose the plain or dry roasted kind instead of the ones coated in sugar or salt. Here's a little takeaway. Building strength isn't just about meals. It's about those small, thoughtful snacks in between. Now that we've explored all 7 of these incredible muscle-loving foods, you might be wondering, what's the best way to actually bring all of them together into your daily routine? In our final section, we will discuss how to make these foods part of your everyday life so you can keep your muscles strong, your energy high, and your days full of freedom and confidence. Chicken breast, the cleanest protein for everyday meals. Last, but certainly not least on our list, is a classic that stood the test of time, chicken breast. It's simple, it's familiar, and it just might be the most straightforward source of lean protein you can add to your plate. For those looking to maintain or rebuild muscle after 50, chicken breast is an absolute staple. What makes it so effective? For starters, chicken breast is low in fat but high in protein, about 26 grams of protein per 3 ounces cooked portion. It provides all 9 essential amino acids, which are the building blocks your body uses to repair muscle tissue after physical activity or even just everyday movement. But it's not just about the protein. Chicken is also rich in B vitamins, especially B6 and B12, which support energy metabolism and help your muscles convert food into usable energy. And here's the best part. It's incredibly versatile. Whether you grill it, bake it, shred it into soups, or stir-fry it with veggies, it fits easily into almost any meal plan. Let me share a story with you. Robert, 69, lives alone and used to rely on frozen dinners. But after switching to simple home-cooked meals like chicken breast with steamed broccoli and brown rice, he told me, "I feel more steady on my feet. I sleep better, and cooking actually gives me something to look forward to." And don't worry if you're not a seasoned cook. A bare-baked chicken breast with olive oil and herbs can be just as nourishing as anything fancy. If chewing is a concern, try slow cooking or shredding the meat for a softer texture. One small reminder, try to avoid the fried or breaded versions. Those extra fats can work against your health goals, especially if you're watching cholesterol or heart health. Here's the lesson. Simple doesn't mean boring. Sometimes it means smart. Now that we've covered all 7 foods, let's pull it all together. In our final section, I'll show you how to make these powerful ingredients a natural part of your daily routine without stress or guesswork. How to build a weekly meal plan that supports muscle health. So, now that you've learned about these 7 powerful foods, you might be asking, how do I actually make this work in my daily life? Great question. The key to supporting muscle health isn't about eating perfectly every single day. It's about creating simple, sustainable routines. Meals you enjoy that fuel your body and that don't leave you feeling overwhelmed in the kitchen. Let's start small. Try choosing 2 or 3 of the foods we've talked about and build your meals around them. For example, Monday lunch, grilled chicken breast with quinoa and steamed spinach. Wednesday breakfast, Greek yogurt with almonds and fresh berries. Friday dinner, baked salmon with sweet potatoes and sautéed greens. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just mix and match your proteins, grains, and veggies throughout the week. Keep a few staples ready to go like boiled eggs, cooked quinoa, or roasted vegetables so that you can throw together a healthy plate in minutes. Here's a tip. Write down your weekly plan on Sunday. Nothing fancy. Just jot down a few meal ideas on a sticky note and post them on your fridge. When your meals are planned, you're less likely to grab takeout or skip meals altogether. Let me tell you about Grace, 71, who used to feel too tired to cook. After she created a simple 3-day rotating menu using the foods from this video, she told me, "It's like autopilot now. I'm eating better, feeling stronger, and I don't have to think about it every day." Here's the real takeaway. Consistency is more important than perfection. Even one muscle-friendly meal a day can make a difference over time, and you don't have to do it alone. That's what this channel is here for. To give you the tools, support, and encouragement to feel your best, one small step at a time. Now, let's wrap everything up and go over the key points you can start applying today. Let's take a moment to breathe and reflect. Today, we explored 7 powerful everyday foods that can help protect and rebuild your muscles as you age. 1. Quinoa, the complete plant-based protein. 2. Greek yogurt, creamy, rich, and gut-friendly. 3. Salmon, packed with omega-3s and strength-boosting nutrients. 4. Eggs, simple, affordable, and nutrient-dense. 5. Spinach, full of magnesium and anti-inflammatory power. 6. Almonds, a crunchy snack that works overtime. 7. Chicken breast, lean, clean protein for any meal. We talked about how to combine them into a meal plan that supports strength, energy, and independence day by day, bite by bite. Here's the beautiful truth. Your body still wants to work for you. It's never too late to support your muscles, move with confidence, and feel truly alive in your skin. You just need to give it the right fuel, and that starts with small, consistent choices. So, now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these foods do you already enjoy? Which one will you try this week? Leave a comment below and let's start the conversation. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe for more simple tips on staying strong, energized, and thriving at every age. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Until next time, stay kind to your body, stay curious, and keep moving forward.